La 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 la. What's going on, people? I have to wait a little while, make sure that the catches up with the. I don't have great internet here, so I usually have to wait about a minute or two. So, meanwhile, I'll be getting a couple of things ready. I have my notes I'm going to talk about, and if anyone have any questions, feel free to put the questions down below. I just want to once again let people know that I just have someone telling me they're coming on now. I am not a awesome super ultra professional, but I do know a few things I would like to be sharing with people. So you can take the information I give you, you can use it or discard it, whatever you like to do. Um, but I just feel that there's a lot of independent comic book creators and companies that are doing very well, and they don't like to share any information with anyone. And I believe 2021 is a great year for independent comic book creators, and we need to pull together and help out with whatever resources we have. So that's what I like to do. Um, so on that note, once again, my name is Anthony Moore, owner and creator of Limitless Comics. If you could give a thumbs up, I would greatly appreciate that. Let me know that I'm doing pretty much a good job, or some of the information that you um, are receiving from me is somewhat helpful, if not greatly helpful or appreciated. At least you could probably take something away from it. So if you could just hit that like button, that would be absolutely positively amazing. I would really love that. First of all, I'm going to show you folks two things. I'm going to show you folks, first of all, the first comic book I ever created, Realms. This was back in 1997. That's with Mason, the Professor, Normie, Little Gnome, and Elysium was the of the Realm of Harvest. Also, this is a movie strip that I made in 1997. I thought that would have been really cool. And something else is funny. I put Limitless Comics 1999 on there, and the reason why I did that was because I figured that wasn't the year 2000, but I thought it would look cool, and people would say, "Yo, this comic book is ahead of its time." So I put that up there, and I thought that would be really cool. If you like it, hit that like button, people. Hit that like button. Come on now. Come on. This is a comic book. This is absolutely beautiful. I have 6 more of these in existence. I don't have any more of these. These are when I was doing comic book shows. I'm going to show you folks why. Check out the quality of. Let me see how to open this up. I don't want to open it and mess it up here. Paul, how's it going, sir? Good to see you here. Welcome aboard. Thank you so much. I just want to show folks this here. I think this comic book is really, really cool. So many such a friends. Thank you. Take a look at this book. This one I work for a place called Megaverse City. Look at the paperwork. Look at that. Look at that paperwork. Look at it. This was printed in actually Puerto Rico. And as you can see, the paperwork is so different from whatever you see here. And I can't find any more paper like this here. These are other characters that's going to be in the books later on, but I am not actually selling these books. But I just love, that's Entice right there versus the Pink Dragon. But do you see the paper, the quality? Look at that. It's almost like, see that? This was printed over in Puerto Rico on this old Panasonic type printer. And it's freaking outstanding. Everyone asks me how much these are. These are not even priced. They're so high, I don't even want to tell people how much they cost because I'm not selling them. I'll probably sell them in about 10 years or so when Realms is on issue number 20 or something like that, but I'm not going to sell them now. I'm going to hold on to them, but I love this book. So now I have to keep these down to about 30 minutes, 35 minutes. I can't make them absolutely too long because I find out that people don't like to actually drag on and watch hours and hour videos. So I try to keep them down to 35 increments so you guys can catch up on them. If you haven't seen any of the previous YouTube channels, make sure you videos, make sure you check them out. They're awesome. Good to see you here, Paul. Good to see you here. If you folks have any questions about anything about creating a comic book, creating a comic book company, creating a successful crowdfunding, or anything, please just hit me up on YouTube. I usually check there because I get some comments on there. A lot of people hit me up on Messenger, Instagram, or Facebook, and I kind of don't know where the answers, the questions are coming from, so I don't want to redirect them to the wrong place. So make sure that you hit me up here if there's anything to do about the comic books right here on YouTube, Limitless Comics TV, and I'll get back to you folks as soon as I can. All right, now let's just get right into it. I was a gentleman named Bob Bones. He was asking a question online about getting noticed more on his Indiegogo crowdfunding. I guess the numbers aren't up as well or up as high as he would like them to be. And I'm going to tell you, no matter if you get 1,000 people or 1,000,000 people, it's just never enough. Trust me, I know. The most I've ever gotten on the crowdfunding for people who backed me, I think it was about 90 people. The average I get is about 65 to 70 people on all my crowdfunding. These are the ones that follow Limitless Comics all the time. I do get people that jump on and off a lot. Some people buy one book. Some people don't buy the other book because I have different titles out. Some people like fantasy realms. Some people like realms. And then there's some people that like Muffin Man. And then there's some people that love Solo 88. And some people that like Driver 8. Some like Youngin. So I have just a whole bunch of different people, different genres. People don't like fantasy. Some like sci-fi. Some like horror. Some like action. So that's why my numbers fluctuate sometimes like that. But one of the I have my list here, and the first one I want to jump right into, people. Never put up a post about getting more fans to your crowdfunding. Never put up a post. Okay. One thing I found out when you were doing a crowdfunding, if you're doing a crowdfunding, even if it's the first day in, second day in, first weekend, second weekend, if you're doing a 30-day, you don't want to post. You do not want to post on your page or any other group. Oh, how can I get more people eyes to watch my crowdfunding? A lot of people are not really liking what I'm doing. A lot of people are not visiting the page. What can I do? All of them things should be taken care of before you launch your crowdfunding. Okay? Make sure you do all of that work before you launch your crowdfunding. It's like putting the carriage before the horse. You want to make sure you build yourself a fan base before you even launch a crowdfunding. Even if your fan base is of 20 loyal people who are going to purchase, that's 20 people that you are ahead of the game with before you launch your crowdfunder, whether it's Indiegogo or Kickstarters. Launching it first without a fan base or without anyone knowing anything about it is a definite limitless no-no. You don't want to do that because now you have the times against you. Okay, basically you have a crowdfunding that's every day getting lower and lower, 29, 28, 27 days left, 25 days left, 20 days, 15. And now you're starting to talk. How can I get more people? Or how come a lot of people aren't watching? What should I do? That's not a good thing. There's a couple of bad things on that. One, it lets people think that, he's not doing that good, or this one's not worth backing. He's not sounding very positive about it. He's asking questions, so obviously he's not that updated, or doesn't have the knowledge to run a decent crowdfunding. So you never want to let people to see that. That's not a good thing to do. So always make sure your crowdfundings, if you're putting something out in March, you start in January. Start showing products. Start letting, hey guys, I'm putting out this book. What do you think about this cover? Show pages. What do you think about these pages? What do you think about this story concept? Would you purchase this book? Would you get people like that? Don't wait until your crowdfunding's going and then start asking people, what should I do to get more people or something like that? Because then people automatically won't even go see your crowdfunding. You always have to give positive information out to people. Even if you have $5 raised for your crowdfunding, what you do, you get on and you go, hey guys, I got $5. I'm 99.5% away from my goal. Let's make it happen. You want to put something like that, make people see that you are excited and you want to excite them and push them to go towards your crowdfunding. Okay? Once you start showing doubt, it shows that you're not motivated. It shows that, oh, well, this guy doesn't have a potential to pull this off. And then people stop thinking. If he's already feeling down about his crowdfunding, what makes me think that if he successfully raised the money, that he's going to get the book out? He might have problems with the printer. He might have problems with the colorist. He might have problems with the art, whoever. And he might just say, oh, forget it. I'm not doing it. I'm going to take my time because things ain't working out. Once you start showing that kind of work ethics, people will pick up on it and they will constantly keep adding to it. Well, if he's not running a good crowdfunding, he's not running a good camp. If he's not running a good camp, he's not going to be good at communicating with the people who are putting the books together. If he's not doing that, the books are going to come out late. He's going to give up on it. He's going to end up dropping off the grid, and I'm going to lose money. So I'm going to take my money and go to that positive person who's jacked up about up to 30% on his crowdfunding. So you want to make sure you always give out positivity when you're launching something, and you always want to you want to get pre-shows. You want people to know you. I mean, some people are not good on videos. I just love to talk, but you always want to put out videos, whether it's 5 or 6 minutes on your Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube channel, whatever. You always want to let people know, and you always want to give them that positive energy. What's going on, guys? Just to let you know, my name is Bob Bones or whoever, and I got this awesome book coming out. Guys, let me tell you about this book. This character is this and that. This character is amazing. And wait till you see the villains. These are the villains right here. And guys, you're going to enjoy this book. This is amazing. It's going to Kickstarter in 6 weeks of Indiegogo. So make sure you check the feedback. Always check the feedback. If people ask you questions, if people give you thumbs up or hearts, make sure you always say thank you so much. And always ask them in the beginning. Always just give people love questions. People like to see posts where you go, what do you think about this villain? This villain is this. Do you think this villain or this character should do this? What do you think about the uniform? You might be getting criticism, people trying to critique. Everyone loves to critique. But getting criticism and critique are eyes that you are getting rather than no positive good eyes or a whole bunch of critiques, tons of them. You'd rather get the whole bunch of critiques. Some of the people that I'll be checking out and saying, well, I told him this. Let me see what he's doing on this comic book. Oh, well, it looks good still. What the heck? I'll purchase it. So you always want to make sure you sound positive on that. That's one thing I really want to tell you right there. Make sure you do that. All right, a lot of people are messaging me here. I was telling them to message me on here, but they don't. And one more thing, groups. Today, I left a few groups today, and the reason why I left a couple of the groups is because a lot of there's a whole bunch of Facebook groups, and just because it says independent comic book lovers or lovers of indies or purchasers of indies, a supporter of indies, that is not the person's name. The person's name might be Anthony Moore, and I might be creating an independent lover page because I want to direct more people to my work, but meanwhile, see what's going on out there. So therefore, I have more access to the page than other people. What I noticed was that there was one group that was one that I left was because the moderator on there, or they have friends that they're friends with, and they're always, hey, my good friend of mine is putting out this, a good friend of mine, check this out. Oh my goodness. So they can post that. Meanwhile, the person who book is can post it too, and they can post a couple of times a day. We are only allowed basically to post once every 24 hours in a group. So you want to make sure that the group is giving fair airplay to everyone. So if you're in a group and you see Sock Puppet Man one time, you check out the time, it's at 3 a.m. You see another posting, 3:30 a.m. You see another one, 5 a.m. And you keep seeing it, then that's a good chance that the person who created that group or the moderator of that group has a connection with them and they want to push that book more to the 1,700 or 17,000 people on that group. So you want to make sure that you are and everyone else is getting fair airtime. Also, you want to make sure when you're in a group, you want to make sure there's a lot of interaction in that group. What I mean by that is that I see groups where I post things and nobody likes nothing of mine. I see someone like Tony Terrell posting, nobody's liking his stuff. I see people like Jerry Jones. I see Tyler Duderman, Molly Schofield. I see all Kenneth Brown, all these people, Specs Thompson, all of them. They're all posting and nobody's hitting like, no one's commenting. That's basically what I call a graveyard group. They have 1,000 people, but nobody is hitting on that or anything. So you want to make sure that you don't waste your time posting in that group. You want a group with a lot of interaction. Now, what you can do when you go to all your groups on your YouTube, let me see if I can show you folks right now on my phone. On Facebook. This is what I do. I'm giving you guys all this information. You guys better give me a thumbs up on this because these are things that, let me see. Like, let's say, for instance, all right, let me show you here. All right. This group here says it's basically comic book artists seeking commission. If you can look, you can see up there, or you can't really see, but it says posted 22 hours ago. So therefore, there's been no interaction in that group for 22 hours. This one's a Black comic book creator. You can see right there, it says 1 hour. So someone posted 1 hour ago in that group. This one's called Planet of Original Black Comic Book. This was posted 1 day ago. Now, you just want to be really careful with that because there's some of them where a lot of people don't post every single day or something like that, or they have a 25 hours or 2 or 3 days. That means it's not getting a whole bunch of airplay. So you don't really want to waste your time in groups like that. So that's just something I want to give you guys and let you guys know that, usually you want to look for the group that like they might say they had 10 postings and 20 minutes or something like that. Them are the ones you want to go for right there, okay? Or the ones that say within a few hours. Indie comics. This is Bob Bones, Jim I was talking about, 32 minutes ago. So you want to see something like that. The ones that this one is 3 hours ago. That's a good one. But you always want to look for active groups. Don't just post in the group because it says indie or purchasing or buying, because that don't mean that your posting is going to be seen. And Facebook is very fickle about that. You can't post in 15, 20 groups or something like that. Facebook will sometimes block you from posting. So you want to be very careful with that. So just do selective groups. Make sure you check the I don't really know. Just make sure that you see that there's a lot of people driving by in that one, in and out, a lot of traffic. It doesn't have to be a lot of traffic, but just some good traffic. You don't want to post in a group that no one's posted in 4 days. Like, that's a graveyard one. So you don't want to do that one. Okay. And another thing, I said this before, always give positive feedback on your crowdfunding. I can't stress that enough, people. I see a lot of people that get mad. I used to be like that too. A lot of people get mad and upset and they say, oh, guys, you guys ain't posting in mine, but you're posting in this, guys, or you're posting in this one. How come nobody's buying my stuff? You really don't want to give that out, because now people they feel that aggression. They feel, well, he's aggressive to the page. They don't take it to the page. They take that towards them. Now, that's going to give you a whole bunch of negative feedback. And not only that, there are some people out here who will post what you said on their page and go, hey, can you imagine the nerve of this guy? Who does he think he is? Now they're posting your link. Now, people are like, well, what the hell is wrong with Joe Schmo? Who he think he is? I'm not. Who he think he is? I don't owe him anything. They take that personal. So you want to make sure that you're just very careful. Always give positive info on your crowdfundings, on your books, even if they're not doing as well as you want them to be. Another thing I've noticed, especially in crowdfundings, and a lot of people will know, what happens is they kind of do okay in the beginning, stagnant in the middle, and then when you get last 2 or 3 days, people start coming on. A lot of people like to look at last minute crowdfunding. The reason why is because at the last minute, people think it's the last desperate attempt to really push your crowdfunding. So people give up. If anyone pledges in the last hour, I'll give them this book. I'll give them this book. I'll give them 15% off. I'll throw in bonus thing. A lot of people really look for more bang for their buck, considering that the pandemic, a lot of people are not working, or people funds are kind of low. So they're always looking to get the best they can for their buck. So don't really worry about it. Let it just do its course and make sure that you always post. That's just the best thing to do right there. Another thing I'm seeing also, I'm all across the board now, people. I'm still kind of new to this, so I apologize. If anyone have any questions, please feel free once again to hit me up on it right there, and I'll let you know. I'll answer to the best of my ability. One more thing I want to jump on. A lot of people, you want to be very careful when you're looking for a writer, colorist, inker, editor, or whatever. A lot of people are saying, I am looking for an artist with this type of artwork. I'm looking for a colorist with this style of coloring. I'm looking for a writer, etc. You want to give as much information as you can to that person or to that group or that posting. Okay? You're looking for a colorist. You want to kind of give a pricing and what you're looking for. And like you say, I'm looking for a colorist. I'm looking for an artist. I'm looking to spend $35 to $50 on an artist with pencils and inks included. I like this type of style, and this is what I'm looking for. And be specific with that, because I know when I was looking for artists, I was looking for artists for interior work in my comic book to do pages, subsequent pages. What was happening is I was getting a lot of people who were doing them little chibi type things, or people who can do splash covers. I was not looking for that. I got almost 150 people send me pinups. I wasn't looking for pinups. What I was looking for is someone to do interior pages to my books. And I mean, my phone was ringing all the bring. And then people messaging me, hey, I heard you were looking for this. Well, did you consider me yet? Can you consider me? Now you have to take time to explain to the people, oh, no, yeah, your artwork's great, but I'm looking for people to do interior pages. And they go, well, I can do that too. I can try. Oh, I know this. Just give me a chance. Now you're wasting valuable time that you don't really have. So make sure when you do a posting, looking for someone to do commission work or anything in the commission field, make sure that you get that, nail it down to a science. you're looking for someone with this type of art, strong background work, as well as characters, high action, pencils, inks, looking to pay between $40 to $60. 60 is maximum, 40 is minimum. Therefore, the people who know that must have examples and must have work to show. Okay, that's what you want to do. And also, you want to also tell people, don't message you, because what happens is when people message you, no matter if they're in this country, they're in Rome, Italy, Greece, Thailand, Philippines, they're going to message you. They'll give you a huge story. Well, I really need to work. I really do this. I work for this. Well, how come you won't pick me? Well, who do you pick? Have you seen this work of mine? It just gets too long and drawn out, and it's just a waste of your time. So make sure you let them know. Post on this group only. Message only here. Do not message me directly. You just don't want that kind of traffic on your phone, because also you're dealing with a lot of people who are not in this country, who are in other time zones, whether in Japan, Vietnam, Italy, France, whatever. Their time zone's different. So if you deal with someone, let's say in Vietnam, they're exactly 24 hours ahead of us. Japan's like 12 or 13 hours or something like that. So what happens is when you're in bed at 1 o'clock in the morning, let's say 3 o'clock in the morning, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon over there. So they're messaging you like they're up, the sun's out, and they're just typing away. And then they can say, hello, are you there? Hello, are you there? And you're like, what the hell? I got to work in 3 hours. Who the hell? What? So you just want to be careful and let them know. Post in the group, not just directly to you, unless you have vast amount of time and you're not working and your time is not that valuable. Then you don't have to. You can tell them to post you, email you, fax you, carrier pigeon, smoke signals, whatever. But I really try to keep things professional on that level and have people message you directly on the posting. Therefore, you can check the posting, scroll down and see everyone. Instead of going to your message and looking at that person, read what that person said, close that out, go to the next one and see that one and go to the next one. It's just a whole bunch of work. It can save you a whole bunch of time if you was to just do that in the group right there. All right, people, just want to let you know, Thirst, the new Queen of the Dead, will be coming out in around April 20th with Cosmo T-Rex by Mr. Hiroshi. He's an amazing manga artist in Japan, and he's working with some very high-level manga comic books right now. I can't say the name. He's blessing Limitless Comics to put out one of his awesome kaiju comic books with kaijus, robots, and cowboys. It's amazing. Called Cosmo T-Rex. You definitely want to check that out. Also, we're putting out Youngins, book number 1, with the Titans from another world that comes through the wormhole, and they're younger, and now America has to take care of them till they fully grow in their powers. You have Puddles, you have Flicker, and you have Bunch. And they're absolutely amazing characters. They're teenagers, and they're growing up just like average teenagers. They're in school. They love PS5 or Xbox. They love ice cream and hanging out. But then they're sometimes called from the Rushmore Enterprise to deal with different kaijus or villains that are popping up. And they have to keep their identity secret. But it's an awesome book. So you want to make sure you check that one out too. The website for my comic books are www.limitlesscomicsgroup. I have tons of comic books out there. I have like from the Solo 88. These are variant covers. Muffin Man. I have awesome comic books. Realms. I have awesome comic books on there. I have Dark Tunnel variants on here. The Muffin Man, the Little Miss Patty Cake. So many more. I have beautiful foil cover, Solo 88. So if you're looking to purchase, stop on by Limitless Comics Group. LIMITLESS groups, GROUP.com. And take a look right there. You'll see some good packages there. All right, people, I'm going to wrap it up right now because it's been about 29 minutes. I'm going to keep these videos down to a very minimum, Paul. Thank you so much for stopping by, and everyone else going to watch it later. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you appreciate some of the information. I'll be on in about 3 or 4 days. Also, to let you know, the Solo 88, the meeting live film is still on the go starting in October. I will be doing the Kickstarters in late June for that book. I would greatly appreciate if you guys could support me in that, trying to raise up some funds as well as my pocket funds to get this live film all set. I will be doing a Kickstarter and a Patreon for this as well as an Indiegogo. And it's going to be a great film, working with a great film company. And I hope you guys will enjoy, get the word out, let people know what's going on about Limitless Comics. And if you enjoyed this video, please, people, if you can give a thumbs up or like, let me know that you liked it. Thumbs up. You have any questions about any other information I gave you or something I didn't cover, some of the topics in my previous videos, just let me know. All right. And I'll answer once again to the best of my ability. Like I said before, you can take this information. If it's useful, that's great. If it's not useful, you can discard it. But like I've done about 6 or 7 crowdfundings, and they were all successful. And I am growing slowly but surely. It's good to grow slowly but surely, people, than fast and swift. If people are fast to come on to you, sometimes they're pretty much fast to leave you. If you grow and people see that you're growing steadily and they enjoy what you're doing, it's a good choice that they're going to hang on a lot longer, and they will be excited to see the work you're doing and interact with you, like my main man Paul on here now. He still has that Fragga Boom thing. I'm hoping he can change that to Limitless Comics. That would be awesome. Make sure you change that profile pic, Paul. So don't forget, hit that like. Let me know what's going on, people. My name's Tony Moore, owner and creator of Limitless Comics. On behalf of my partner, Mr. Jerry Jones, and my awesome team of Ben Jakal, Wari Wong, Rudy Ayo, and Mr. Federico, I thank you, folks. And I'll give you more updates later on in the week on the new YouTube channel, Limitless Comics TV. You guys have been awesome. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you soon. Bye. All right. Let's get this going. I'm out.